for youth who are in the permanent custody of Cuyahoga County. And what that means is that they are available for adoption. Their birth families have lost their rights to them and they're available for adoption. Many of these youth age out, which means, and I know you may have heard a lot in the media because it's a big buzzword now about aging out. But aging out means they leave foster care custody without being reunified with their families or being adopted. I know about this firsthand because I am the Director of Foster Care and Adoption for Applewood Centers. And as such, I really have personal knowledge about what goes on, but I also wanted to do something different to give back. And so many years ago, I contacted Adoption Network Cleveland. I'm sure, as it is with people who do foster care and adoption, that I thought about this for many years. But in 2009, I went and I was matched with Tieva. And we've been together ever since. The Permanency Champions program is important because we know that at 18, 19, 20, youth, because they are youth, are not able to live on their own. As a matter of fact, my 24-year-old daughter called us this morning for money. So my husband, she's not even in the city and we got into it. But so we know that just, when people turn 18, they're not ready to live on their own. So they still need family for advice, money, some place to stay during breaks for college, and support. And research shows that former foster youth do best when they have a permanent connection with someone. We have that with T. I call her T. She was 12 years old when we met, and since we met, she's lived in 5 different places. And during that time, there were times when we didn't have contact with each other. And I was telling her earlier, her and her boyfriend, that I stalked her on Instagram because there were times I didn't know where she was, but we were Instagram friends. And so I would see pictures of her, and then I would snatch, pictures of this guy and say, "Who is he? I wonder who he is." He looked like my girl. But it allows us to have that connection. We have been witnesses to many. We, meaning me and my family and I have been witnesses to many trials and tribulations in her life, and we are proud of the young woman that she's becoming. It has been interesting, humbling, to witness the foster care system from Tieva's eyes. One issue that I recall is different is that the issue of respite. When youth are in foster care, they go to respite, like for breaks. So if you have biological children, they may go to their aunt's house or something and you want a break. But these youth will go to another foster parent's house for a break. And I went to get Tieva one time from a respite home, and I didn't really like what I saw. But and then also, if you think about developmentally, she was an adolescent and she didn't want to be someplace else. She didn't like going to respite. And so I said, well, I want her to come and stay with us when she's at respite, so she can be at home, because at that time she had become part of our family. She is part of our family. And so my husband and I went through the process of getting fingerprinted, getting our house approved so that Tieva could have a room in our house. She and I went out shopping. She picked out her bed, she picked out her bedding, and she has a bed in our house. Now that is not typical, it's not required of people who do Permanency Champions, because I do want you all to become Permanency Champions. I just want you to know that's not typical, but that's what we get. Let's see. When I've talked about my relationship with Tieva, I've used the word we, and I was telling her earlier, my sisters ask about her all the time, her aunt, she calls them auntie. But I really want to take this opportunity to thank my husband, Lamont Williams, who's standing back there. And without him, we would not, he's been supportive of our relationship and allowing somebody else to come in and allowing other people to come in and check him out. He had his fingerprints taken, his driver record taken, everything. And he serves a father figure for Tieva, and so I want to thank him for that. We want to thank all of you for your support of this event and encourage you to donate generously to Adoption Network Cleveland, so that in addition to other services they provide, they're able to continue the Permanency Championships mentoring program. I noticed on the screen that there are 72 matches. I want to come back here next year, and I want to come back. I want to see that there were 154 matches this next year. And you can be a part of that. You don't have to be a mentor, but you can tell people who can be mentors about the program. And you don't, like I said before, you don't have to make a space in your home, but you do. I would like for you to make a space in your heart. Thank you.
Good evening. First, I want to thank Adoption Network Cleveland and my mentor, Margot Williams. When I first met Margot, she was a stranger and I was very shy at that age. I wasn't used to opening up to people. Every time I saw her, I would see that big smile and I get a warm comfort feeling. Seeing that made my day while I was going through hard times. She was there when I needed her the most. I never felt like I was being heard, but she never judged me. For once, I felt like somebody listened. She got on me when I was in the wrong, and I knew it. But it was all out of love, not frustration. In the past 7 years, she helped me open my eyes. She helped open my eyes to so many things. This relationship has changed my life at school. I never thought I would be successful, but she changed that. She brought me out of my comfort zone and convinced me that I needed to try new things. With this relationship, I have helped other kids because I can go to her for advice. I can help other people who are suffering the way I did. It feels amazing a kid could come up to me and even look up to me as a mentor. With that, thank you for your support of Adoption Network.